Hello once again, everybody. This is Rich with High Percent Trading. Today's video is going to show the stunning trade setups. I mean, the absolutely fantastic trade setups that the combined Gann Elliot wave indicator that can actually auto trade these signal setups produced in today's trading in several markets in just a couple of hours. It's probably the simplest and easiest to use trade setup that there is that's consistently profitable session in and session out. And I'm going to show numerous examples of that in today's video, just trading for a couple of hours here this morning. Before we do that, though, I want to go ahead and just put up a brief disclaimer here. I'm sure most of you are aware that trading, any type of trading, does involve some element of a risk, and therefore we want to go ahead and make sure that we do put the disclaimer up for everybody to review. All right, so this is over on our website, hypercenttrading.com. This is the standard CFTC disclaimer. Most of you are familiar with it. If you're not, please take a moment to read it, or you can go to the website. But we always like to have that put up before we start any type of video. All right, so that being said, let's go on to our examples now of these just absolutely stunning trades today. All right, the first chart that I'm showing here is the YM. That's the Dow Jones E-mini futures. And quite simply, what we're looking for is the following. We're looking for a five-wave pattern that the software picks up. It's very harmonic. It looks for the harmonic combination of Gann and Elliot proper algorithms together. And when you get that, you get this football. We call it the football. It's a big ellipse, actually, but it looks like a football, so we call it that. And then you also get the cyan band, which I'm going to show the way it's traded. So early on in the session, about 20 minutes into the session, we had a real nice wave 5 setup right here. You can see from the arrow down, that actually triggered a short trade with a really nice move down, and that lasted about 10 minutes on the move down. The importance of the cyan band is that we trade both sides of this. So if, for example, this trade had not worked out, and I'll show some other examples where it doesn't, then we actually flip this and go to the other side, which would be long in this case, provided that our bars were the proper color. And in this case, the proper bar color would have to be either yellow going up through here or blue. So this was not the case here. We had a really nice short trade coming all the way down, as I indicated. We then had a second formation over here, forming another wave 5 football about 10 minutes after that. The initial trade entry was short, came down and hit our target here, our retrace target on the wave 6, but that's as far as it went. Produced a fairly nice little profit to begin with, and then moved back to the upside. So this is the importance of the trade. As we move back to the upside, because the bars are blue, that trade gets flipped along and makes another pretty nice trade. We basically ignore any other arrows. Some traders will trade the wave 7s or 9s up here, but I'm just showing the simplest, easiest way to trade this. Oh, and by the way, these footballs also produce very nice, strong wave 2 entries. This is a wave 2. This is a wave 2 over here, but I'm only going to concentrate today on a very easy, simple trading methodology that works in all these markets and provides a very robust, profitable way for the trader to trade in a short period of time. So I moved the chart a little bit. It shows the entry through the band, and by the way, these bands are only 4 ticks, so the stops are very, very small, with slippage generally maybe 5 ticks, 6 ticks max. That's not much in a contract. That's only about $30 per contract, so it's easy to trade multiples. So using our analysis again as we came through, it was a short entry here through the bottom of the band, and then another reshort entry here, and that basically finished this setup. As we move over here, we then had another really nice football on a wave 5. This was a down football that produced a long here, and then as we move back up through, another long here, and then eventually the market going to short here and here. Again, not every trade works out, but when they don't, the stops are very small, and the profit or the reward to risk very large. Here's another example a little bit further on. Again, just trading these wave 5 setups. The long entry here, and then eventually short as we broke down all the way through here. So I think you get the picture here on YM. I think we had a total of 4 wave 5 footballs set up in the first first hour rather, and all of them extremely profitable and easy to trade as far as the setups. All right, here's another very popular instrument that a lot of our members like to trade. This is the Russell. It's $5 a tick, very nice contract. We didn't have a wave 5 football set up until a little deeper into the session here. It's about 7:22 Pacific time. And I'm going to show, this is a good example here of the first initial trade was long, and that really did not amount to much unless you were scalping. However, it produced a great short trade to the downside because our bars were the magenta color. It's not a long as we go back through here. We have to have the right bar color for that. So it was short and then a reshort as we traveled all the way down, and it completed its wave 11 down here. Now, some of our members like trading the deeper waves, 9 or 11, and because the markets will usually exhaust at the 9 or 11, and it did at this time as well. But I'm really only showing the 5 setups right now. If we move a little bit further on in time, I'm going to show again how this is properly traded. This is a little after 8:10 Pacific time. We had another up football here. We had our wave 5 short entry. Came all the way down and completed actually a down wave 5 football here, at which case this becomes controlling now. This band no longer is in effect once we have the new one drawn here. So this was a perfect wave 5 long, and that market never looked back. It just took off, traveled to the upside. I think you could see the power and the accuracy of these trade setups. You don't get a lot of them in your session. When you do, they're very accurate and produce really large reward to risks. Some of you may be spotting this wave 2 entry down here. Again, that's the wave 2 entry. This software can also detect that and trade that as well, but I'm not going to concentrate on that in this video. I just want to concentrate on trading the wave 5s with the cyan bands. All right, here's another example. This is the ES contract, the E-mini S&P, another real popular instrument that our members like to trade. This one again was a little bit late. This is the first wave 5 football pattern that we had. It produced a initial long entry here about 725 for a pretty nice move up. Of course, the E-mini is a little bit bigger tick-wise. It's 1250. This produced about 10 to 12 ticks on the upside here. And then, as I indicated, as we move through the cyan band, which is only 4 ticks, it produced a short entry here. And we always trade both sides of it. A long entry here as we came back up through the blue bars, and then another short entry here. And I want to show, sometimes if you like, you can extend these bands out larger if you don't have another football and continue to trade them. This is showing that example. So after the short trade, we had a long trade here through the band, and it never looked back. It just kept going and going and going for a huge gain. 27.13, say call it even 27.14 was the entry. Moved all the way up to 27.29. That's a very big gain on the ES. So again, I think you can see the power and the strength in these setups. It doesn't overtrade. It doesn't trade much, actually, and you're going to generally get anywhere from 2 to 4 trade setups in a couple of hours of trading. Here's the NASDAQ. Now the NASDAQ was very volatile this morning, had a very large range, but again, I'm going to show the power and the simplicity of trading the wave 5s. As we moved here, this was your first wave 5 setup right here. Okay, this was your wave 5 setup where the cyan band appeared. There was an initial attempt at a long entry here at 649. And again, keeping in mind, this band is only 4 ticks. This long entry pretty much failed right off the bat. Lost about 5 ticks. But then, again, the way it's traded, it was short through the band for just a huge run to the downside. Just a giant run down that makes most traders' goals profit-wise. That was in about 10 minutes. It actually came down and formed the wave 9 down here that some of our traders trade with a nice move to the upside. But again, I'm only going to concentrate on the wave 5 setup, which was right here. As we move a little bit further over, about 15 minutes later, you had a nice series of harmonic moves here. We had an up football on an up wave. You could see the wave 5 here, beautiful short all the way through. Came back, formed another one. Again, beautiful short all the way through. I showed how to trade these cyan bands if you want to extend them out. I showed an example. That would have been a long entry here if you were doing that, but I'm just showing what we have. And then we had another setup here for a couple of shorts, and then we broke through the top of the band for a really nice gain. And this is all in the span of a little over 35 minutes today. Oh, and by the way, if these powerful trade setups down here look familiar, then those again are the wave 2 setups in the football that I talked about. But I just want to really concentrate on the short and long trade setups that are generated through the wave 5 Gann Elliot analysis. This is the last of our equities this morning. All right, and this is the first wave 5 setup that we had. This is on the EMD contract. This is the mid-cap 400 for some of you who are not familiar with this. It's a good trading vehicle. We had an initial wave 5 setup here for a long entry. Another long entry. This is our cyan band. And remember how we trade it. If we break that cyan band to the downside and our bars are the right color, which in this case was the magenta, it was short for just a gigantic gain in the EMD. The EMD's $10 a tick. That entry was around 1944. This market moved all the way down to around the 1930, call it the 1936 level. That's an $800 move per contract if you were able to hold it for any of that length of period. I want to show one more then. We came back up to the upside here. We had another real nice wave 5 setup here for a short, and then we blew through the band again to the upside for just a really great gain. We were getting a second wave 5 Gann Elliot combination here that it traveled through. And again, I want to point out that was a very powerful wave 2 setup for a huge move. And that's the topic of another video that we'll concentrate on. But for today, I want to concentrate on what we feel is the easiest, the best setups to trade using the Gann Elliot 5-wave combination that produces consistent profits every session. In fact, I would defy anybody, if they followed any one of these markets using this technique, to show in a 2-hour time span of the pit open that it would not produce good profits every trading session. It's virtually impossible based on the algorithms that are here and the fact that it's pinpointing these highly harmonic wave 5 Gann Elliot combinations. I know that's a bold assertion to make, but believe me, I've followed these markets a long time using the software, and I know what it's capable of day in and day out. And I think a lot of you know me by now. I'm not one to huff and puff and tout the horns, but when you have something this good on these setups, I feel very, very strongly about it, and I trade this every day. Now, just so we can also clarify, I was showing examples of trading the equities in the morning, but these trade setups will work basically throughout the entire Globex session. A lot of traders are overseas. A lot of you trade what I call the European session. Now here's a good example of the 6E from today, the euro currency. Again, trading the same setups. This is during the European session. We had our perfect wave 5 Gann Elliot combination here for a short. This is where you have to work a little bit now on the market. Nice short. Again, this is just a 4-tick band. Flipping to long. Now that long trade got stopped out. That long trade didn't amount to anything. This is not a short trade through here because the bar color is the wrong color. But this is the short trade here. So as the bars turned and we move through the bottom, a nice short trade getting down almost to the wave 3 target here. A little bit later on, we had another wave 5 set up right here, long for about 10 ticks, and then this is just a gigantic trade that made a huge amount of ticks if you're able to hold it. This was our cyan band. This is where we traded through. We ignore every single other arrow down here. This is the controlling band right here, the band 5. Everything else is just superfluous. This is taught in the room. I can actually suppress these if I want on the indicator. I'm just not doing that right now to show it. But that was the short trade, and it just kept going all the way down for a very large gain if you could hold it. So again, large reward to risk, very easy to trade. You know exactly where your setups are, you know exactly where your stops are, and you know what your risk is. And as I indicated, these bands are only 4 ticks in size. Here's an example, same contract, now into our morning session here, what I call the morning session. This trade setup occurred right around 7 a.m. Pacific, that's 10 a.m. Eastern. You had the nice wave 5 setup. You had a short trade entry here. And then it reversed to long as we went through the cyan band. Again, 4 ticks. Nice run to the upside. So that's it. That is the trade setups, and you'll see that these work on every market. There's a lot of harmony to the markets if you can catch the right harmony, if you can harness the right harmony. And this software really nails the Gann-Elliot combinations. I'm going to put the contact form up to our website if anybody's interested in trading these great combinations. And the reason I say that is in the next very immediate future, and that's the next day or two, our membership prices are going to triple because of just the fantastic way that this software is working. We've decided that we're going to limit this to the amount of people that are out there. And one of the ways to do this is to make an incentive for those of you who are interested in trading and serious about trading to get in on the ground floor here now before our prices triple. And they are going to triple in the next couple days. So here is the contact form, www.high%trading.com. You can contact us. If you haven't requested a free trial, you still can. But more importantly, if you're interested in coming in as a member before the prices triple, I would urge you to do so. It basically breaks down to the cost per day is about the cost of a Subway sandwich per day. So it's about $6.50, $6.60 per day. That's what it is. I think you could see the power in this. So let me show the website again. Again, it's high%trading.com. There's a contact form. Just fill it out. We'll get right back to you. We'll get you in here on the ground floor before things triple. But again, just following these trade setups, all you need is basically one of these, and you'll get several throughout your session. Easy to trade. You know exactly where you stand, and the real beauty on this is you'll catch the trade when it sets up for a nice gain in the direction of the setup, and on those events where we break out the other way, you take advantage of that. You break out the other way with it with a very small stop. So thanks for watching. I hope this was beneficial. I hope that some of you who are not members now will take advantage of this last and final offer before our membership triples in price. The good thing about this is it's not a big money commitment. It's just a month-to-month commitment for you. So thanks for watching. I hope this was beneficial, and I hope to see a lot of you in our rooms trading the software. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye now.